Hey guys, Atsuchio here. The first two rounds of Season 4 Apex playoffs have ended, and there were a number of upsets. Two of the more unexpected ones came from the Lord Thy God's loss here in Group H, and Lukcid Crossli's loss in Group B. I'll take a look at the power difference between the two players, and see how exactly did the whales lose their games. Try to pinpoint at what point were the games lost, and see what exactly made the winning or losing plays. So everything past this point is unscripted, so let's dive in together and see. So let's check the top 5 units and see their powers from the Lord Thy God side. So Bozel, very strong, D-lit, very nice int and defense here. And the rest of these units are at 8100. And total power of all heroes is pretty high. This is a pretty good claret. And then SCL from the Barrow server. I never even knew there was a server named Barrow until now, actually. So this first power, or the top power, is Landius at 8000. And then already we're jumping down to 77 so, and then 75. And then total power of all heroes is a lot lower, 35 compared to 50. So over on SCL side, we have a Demon Licorice, was it? Yep, that's a Demon Licorice. Usually Licorice is played as Holy, just because of how much Holy units there are out there. Like Weiler's Holy, other Licorice might be Holy, and then later on we're going to have more Holy units coming out. So you should probably play them as Holy. Like the old Landius is going to be Holy, and then Aryan Rod is going to be Holy as well. So from the pick and bans here, SCL is going to play a more AoE team with Juggler, Bozel, Licorice, and a D-lit for support. So there isn't any dedicated healers, but Licorice and the D-lit can heal here. And then there's going to be a Lustral here, so we might see the Juggler bringing Origin faction buff. Yep, Origin faction buff for the D-lit and Lustral. It's not really a good map for Lustral. There's only like a few of these defensive terrain in the middle, and then there's only a very limited number of grasslands on this map. So Lustral's uses here are definitely a lot more limited than other maps. And then we see the usual stuff like Boots Bozel with faction buff, Black Hole Sleep, and then Mass Heal for off healing. So pretty standard stuff there. And then Landius over here with Templar Knights trying to survive against all these magic damage. And then it's just going to be 2 healers and 2 off healers. So if played correctly, these mages can actually ignore the guard here, unless the juggler uses 3C, but after the 3C goes down, you can just ignore guard, there isn't any magic guard, and have Rachel just scythe everyone else to death, or you can use D-lit to attack unguarded. So there's a clear game plan here, you're just trying to survive against all the AoEs with all this healing. After the 3C goes down, then you win the game. So let's see what happens here. Alright, so far it doesn't look like anything is going to happen here. Lord is playing very safe here, not really using teleport, you're using act again for anything too fancy. There isn't actually a teleport here, that's surprising. Bringing mass resist and dolly, so going full defensive. The thing with having teleport on Iris though is you can always teleport something outside of Beast Shock aura. If your opponent's juggler jumps in, you can always teleport them out. Like having Rachel locked down is not really good. So both sides not doing a whole lot. I know we're moving closer. Two turns left on all of their faction buffs. Triton's going to jump or drop off this turn. Alright, there's a fresh gospel here, so we might see a jump next turn. Sea of Miracles already used here, so just for the damage bonus. That might have been trying to fish for a breeze. If she got breeze, she can move here or anywhere on this line and attack this D-Lit. But there's no breeze, so it's just used to reduce the cooldowns of skills. Alright, another fresh mass resist. Ooh. Here's the Bozel breeze, Tango's breeze. Juggler can jump in but can't really lock down anyone here, so jumping in still optional here. But seeing as how everyone else is pretty much ready to go in here, we might just see the initiation right here. There's still one turn of faction buff left, so it's not the worst here. But there's quite a few gospels laid out, so D-Lit gospeled, Landius gospeled, and there's some mass resists remaining on the other units. Alright, another Sea of Miracles on this side. And the one to actually engage is the Lord. That seems very bad for him, because now the juggler can actually lock down this Rachel. And after you use the 3C here, if you don't have a target to attack that is in range of her ranged attack, she can't actually attack anyone. You can only melee attack the juggler and suffer a lot of damage as a result of it. So he kind of just did this just because there isn't any more healing available here. But it's not like he have any other follow-up here. Rachel is the only one with any AoE and it got used here. So now we can just see like the juggler jumping or something. The D-Lit can't even engage here because this act again is on cooldown. So bad idea, I would say. Instead, I'll just end turn with Landius. Alright, so here, this Bone Dinos had very little health, was unable to kill the Rachel. Yeah, Bone Dinos needs to be above 80% health to have any attack. So she killed herself. This Iris heals. We see a black hole coming out, but D-Lit can actually hit something now. Yeah, so D-Lit can attack into Bozel. With this int to magic defense difference, that might actually do very decent damage. Yeah, Bozel goes down. But looks like Rachel got heal blocked. So some lucky Bozel RNG right there. Now this juggler jump kills the Rachel. Here's the 3C. That just kills the Iris. So yeah, again, this Landius moving last wasn't good. Really didn't do anything. You could have attacked. Nah. Can't attack into a juggler that just used 3C here. So Landius here really had no business of moving last here. You have all of these buffs here, everything's still available, so you could have just ended turn somewhere. If this was a healing action, like a healer moving last, then that would have helped this Iris survive. But the Iris goes down here. Yep, D-Lit can't really do much to Templar Knights, at least well-trained ones. Looks like the Liana, yep, is still in water, can't really move that far. But the Juggler doesn't really have Beast Shock here, so it's just stuck here, using guards. After this turn, the Magic Guard is going to go down, so we might see the D-Lit doing more damage afterwards. But wow, that Landius just took so much damage from that attack. D-Lit was unable to kill the Juggler here, does heal up Landius. The Magic Guard goes down. So we can see the D-Lit killing the other D-Lit, possibly. Lukcid is actually doing a lot of work here. Healing up the team, debuffing the opponents. Ooh. The other D-Lit survived this one. So let's see what happened here. Only moved one block. From this reduced mobility, so D-Lit This Delet had only one block of talent, not enough int, couldn't even gospel. Yeah, couldn't even gospel herself, it's just the miracles. So there was not enough int here. Just more debuffs here. So far it's still pretty even here, 3 units left on both sides. Ooh, the Lurkers took so much damage. Yeah, Licorice, magic defense, with these troops, not very high. Looks like the Lord here is kind of being zoned out of the middle here. It's getting kind of difficult to see which one is exactly like Poison Fog and which ones are Licorice's Poison Ground. Ooh, alright. So that kills the Delit there. And the Landius is also stuck outside. So from game 1, I think the losing point was losing Iris. And also the Rachel dying to a unlucky heal block. So on this map, we have Yusuke added in. And on this side, Yulia added in. And again, they're going to play out the same strategies here. Landius versus Juggler. Alright, so far so good. We have this Lestel against a Juggler without any Gospels on this team. Well, SCL here have some good AoE damage here. Ares Bozel now with Juggler. There's a Hiei that is very difficult to hit with any sort of AoEs. And again, Lord with 2 healers here. He really likes having multiple healers, it seems. But from the pigments... So there's 2 healers with Landius versus no healers. No healing at all. It's kind of risky here. You really have to go all in, jump in with everyone. Hope it all works out. Alright, both sides kind of setting up. This here is looking like he can just go in and take out anyone here. Yep, backstab. Mass attack now, so definitely really able to take out anyone other than the juggler. SEL with no tanks here, playing a bit safe. But looks like neither side really taking the middle here. Both are fine, just playing safe in their corners. So the whip is going down here on Hiei. Good thing he clocked it, but alright, there's a fresh Teddy whip. But it didn't clock this time, so we might see something happen soon here. Like possibly on this turn. Still not happening. This is an interesting place to guard. So Juggler can't really lock down the Landius, but I mean, it can lock down the Landius jumping right here. With the help of Luna Aura, you can actually jump in between in this spot. So we might see something like that happen. So yep, here's the Luna Aura. And the Raging Thunders the Hiei. That was unable to kill, unfortunately, but this Landius drops guard as a result of faction buffing over here. So, what is even happening here? Landius moved way too far up here, dropping guard. Hiei still surviving here. Can't really get hit by Ares, but this does cost Hiei both of his talent. So now Hiei can no longer ignore AoEs. Here's a clocked black hole. Reduced mobility on Listel here. Seems pretty good. He cannot use buffs, cannot receive buffs, so he cannot use Dragon. Or at least cannot receive the effects of the Dark Dragon. So this locks down the Landius? No, not even. Kills the Ares thanks to the heal reversal. He is still not guarded, so Lustral just 3 ranged, takes out the Hiei. Three range attack, the Liana unable to kill here. But looks like the mobility reduction here on Landius from the lucky black hole is preventing Landius from further guarding. So another black hole. Still not killing the Liana here, but does silence Imelda. Heal blocks. Cannot receive buffs. And nobody can dispel here. And nobody can heal this Liana either. Yeah, there's no healing skills on Imelda. She could have mass heal or regrowth, which can heal this Liana up, but she doesn't. So uses Peace of Mind, and it doesn't do anything. Cannot receive buffs. And another AoE should kill the Liana here. Another clock. So the turning point of this game would probably be the moment this Landius dropped off guard and decided to faction buff away from his team. That really separated the Landius from the rest of his team here. And probably also because of this Bozel clocking several skills here. So Bozel is still winning games. Alright, so this is the one where Lukcid Crossli lost. So these are some very old units we don't normally see anymore, like Bernhard, Elwin, Joshua as well, all dropped off, and Chloe. Never see any of them anymore. Versus all of these new units, shiny stuff, even Omega, that gets first banned. So here, I'll probably take in Claret over Ares. It's a lot safer for killing dogs. Unless, of course, you give them stuff like Tiara's healer. Okay, so we can see the Imelda Whip Ares, one-shotting dog, possibly. Let's see, the Struggler here, Bracer, Listel here on Boots. This is actually quite weak. It is 6 stars. But this defense and magic defense and the health here are all very low. Everything else pretty standard. So we see a clear game plan from Lux's side here. You just whip the Ares, one-shot the dog, and then you have this Yusuke punch everyone else down. And then this Luna can pretty much finish the job. So here, this Ares is already going in. So it's attacking a juggler that is already in water. There is no way of dispelling water off of the juggler. And it was unable to dispel the defense buff, it seems. So still had this defense buff, still have water, not like you could do much about it. Let's see what else got dispelled. Some other relevant buffs here, but the Thorns trigger definitely helped kill the Ares. And also with this Ares, it's kind of strange how it chose to attack from this point, attacking to the Lestelle here. Because you could have attacked over here. If you use it, the 3C somewhere around here, and then move in, you're going to get 3 more enemy units within this talent range. 3 ring a radius. Was this always 3 ring radius? Because I can't remember if this, what 3 ring radius is. It's like, I'm assuming that it's only counting these 2 for his talent if he's going to attack here. But if he attacks here, it's going to count all of these. Well, anyways, this Ares fails to kill here. Was even a crit on the juggler, but the juggler survives. So not really a good attack there. If that was Claret instead, I think that would have definitely done it. Although the Thorns proc probably would have killed herself as well. So here another whip, but it's definitely looking bad for Lukcid here, jumping in way too early. Was unable to dispel the water buff, was unable to dispel the defense buff. Alright, that plays the heal block, so there's really no way of saving this juggler anymore. So the punch from Yusuke kills the juggler. But now the Lestelle can just finger this Yusuke, and then Yusuke can't really do much here. Another Thorns proc kills the Luna. And Yusuke, fingered, takes a bunch of damage. So Yusuke not attacking there. Landius dies and hurts the Yusuke some more. Yeah, if this Luna was killed earlier, then would have been game over, but with the 2 healers on the player 1 side, that would have also been pretty difficult. It's Yusuke unbuffed versus this Luna. 3C used without transform, without anger. Unable to kill. So still unable to use the transform here. That does so much damage. And this attack should finish off the Yusuke here. So this game, all went wrong when the Ares failed to kill the juggler. Yeah, I wouldn't really use Ares to trade with the juggler either. Unless I'm certain that it's going to kill. Anything short of a certain kill is pretty much a dead play. Even if you have like a 70% chance of killing the juggler, I wouldn't risk it. So this time we see the juggler pick instead of Landius on Lukcid Crossli side. Going for a second pick D-Lit. Alright, so we have a mix of units here. Ares, Yulia, D-Lit. Yep, this is what you can usually do with Ares and Iris. Just teleport the Ares forward. And then they can't really do much here. So we see the 3C immediately in place. So you really don't even have to go in now. But Lukcid is gonna go in anyways, because really you're trading your 5-turn cooldown teleport for his 8-turn cooldown 3C juggler. You can just stay back, not really have to engage. But here it looks like something got dispelled, probably water. That was about 6-ish buffs. So yep, 6 buffs. Looks like water was not dispelled, but instead one of the conversions got dispelled. And it was still a kill. Yep, the defense is unchanged. So luckily gets the kill there. But for someone that's down game here, this is very risky play. And that's also a holy word, Rachel. No attack blessing. And there is mass resist for the Bozel, sleep and 2 AoEs. Here Yulia using Zealots, better against all these mages. So here if you want to engage, you pretty much want 2 Gospels on your units, like 1 on Juggler and 1 on Yulia here. Or possibly even 1 on D-Lit. Definitely want one on Juggler here, in case Juggler gets leaped. Because the Juggler here can use 3C, lock down one of the mages, and then Beast Rock, that guarantees a kill. So here, that use of the Act again allows the Bozel to initiate with some devastating AoEs here. Everyone's clumped up together. And a miracle. So pretty good damage, but the team gets healed up. There's a Yulia Gospel. Gets silenced here on D-Lit, so not good here. The D-Lit is definitely too far forward. Should have just Gospeled somewhere near in the back, not get hit by the black hole, I guess. Like somewhere here, I guess. Well, there's no way to avoid the black hole, but you can avoid the Soul Stealer at least. At least then you can use the Dispel. Cannot use passive skills, so the Juggler have 500 attack and can't actually use 3C here to do any damage. So here's a mass heal. Tries to dispel. Unable to dispel the passive block. This gets rid of the silence of D-Lit. Rachel Holy Word takes out the D-Lit. There is no magic guard. So no 3C used here. And the Yulia loses her Gospel here from Odin's Helmet. So big mistakes here. Forgetting that the Juggler cannot guard magic. So now the Juggler jumps in for basically no damage. Finally locking down the Rachel after she already used the attack. And since Gospel got dispelled, Yulia can get slapped. Here's a heal that removes the passive block from Juggler. Earthquake cannot be prevented. Silences some very key units here. But yeah, here the Zealot's not gonna do anything anymore. There is no buff on the Yulia. The only buffer on this side got killed, so now you have to wait for another teleport on Iris to get any sort of attack on Zealots anymore. And then from this Earthquake, plus the Silence, there is no attack on this Yulia against these mages here. And then over here we have another passive block on Juggler, so Beast Shock is not going to do any damage. Pretty much no damage. No damage there from the reduced attack, reduced int. Everything's still silenced. Yep, everything's still silenced. Alright, the magic art gets dropped, so now you can just ignore the juggler and kill off everyone else here. That works too, kill the juggler. Okay, well, so this second game, the Ares did do its job of killing the juggler, but afterwards it's mostly just Bozel. Bozel silence, passive block. The juggler was unable to do anything there. Can't do any damage, can't beast rock for any kills. So this Bozel doing work. It's not even that great. This is like average Bozel stats. Juggler on the Vine Boots. Yep. Huh, these are some very high defenses. Well, there you have it, mostly just Bozel RNG, some luck, and some throws involved. So I guess what you want to take away from this is if you want to win against whales, just field Bozel and pray. Anyways, that's all for now, and see you guys next time.